Yo guys, welcome back to Social Slugfest, and it is the return of Misfits / DAZN Part 2, and this one is a very interesting card. There's some bad blood on the card, but one thing I'm very excited for is the return of Swingler, hence I thought I would do a little video on it. It's the first time we see him back in the ring since 2018, and if you weren't aware, the last person he fought was a Nissan Gibb, who went on to do loads in the YouTuber boxing scene. So just a quick chat about what I'm expecting from Swingler being back in the ring this weekend, and where I think he may have made some improvements to his game in terms of where he was in 2018. It's obviously been a very, very long time. So in terms of Jay, if you don't know him, he's part of TGF with Ramal, and it's a massive YouTube channel in the UK, and the support they have is incredible, and they've got some real die-hard fans. So you can expect in Sheffield for there to be a lot of TGF fans in the crowd. They've got their Dark Fruits chant. I'm sure that'll be going on. Yeah, he's the main event of this card. Obviously, there's some people that believe Slim and Ryan Taylor could have been the main event of this card, but if you're looking simply at numbers, it makes sense to have Jay versus Cherdleys. Cherdleys, I don't know too much about, but I will be discussing him a little bit in this video. But from Jay, in terms of the Nissan Gibb fight, what we saw from him was a lot of heart in that fight. I'm not sure how serious he took the training. I don't believe he took the training as serious as he has this time. Simply by looking at the shape that he's in now compared to what he was in back then, you can tell that he has put in a lot of time and a lot of effort into this training camp. And I believe that he's been fully dedicated to this, whereas at the time in 2018, they had a lot of stuff going on. They had their playing cards out. They obviously had the childish merch, the YouTube videos, and it was probably hard for him to get in as much training as he would have liked at the time. In terms of some areas that could be improved that we saw in the Nissan Gibb fight, one for me was his cardio, especially towards the end of the fight. There were shots that were landing on Gibb, but he simply couldn't capitalize because he was absolutely gassed out. We know that Gibb has like a tireless work ethic in the ring, but that's something Jay's gonna need as well, because when you're out there in front of so many people, you're gonna have an adrenaline dump, and it's gonna be twice as hard for you to get going, especially in those later rounds if the fight goes on that long. And I think with Cherdleys, you need to be ready for the element of surprise, because there's not really much footage on him there. The second thing is the nerves. Jay has openly come out and said that the nerves really affected him for the Nissan Gibb fight, and he kind of expects this to happen to his opponent going into the ring. But more importantly than his opponent's nerves, he needs to be able to control his own nerves going in there. And I think that obviously his training camp has bred a lot of confidence into him, and for this reason he will be able to actually cope with the nerves a lot better, because a lot of mental resilience and mental strength is built through physical challenges. And if you've pushed yourself in that sparring, if you've pushed yourself on the runs, if you've pushed yourself constantly, then you're just in a better mindset. You believe in yourself that you can last longer, and you can obviously fight to a better ability level. In terms of the fight, so he's fighting Cherdleys. This guy I've never heard of in my life before. I've done a quick YouTube search on him, and he looks like he makes kind of comedy skits on YouTube. He's got just over 2 million subscribers. Basically has fit girls in his videos, and he just does funny shit. He's a bit random, bit eccentric.
I'll be taking on a man by the name of Swingler in a boxing match. Everyone in England fully supports me.
Swingler's gonna kick your ass!
Okay.
And they've had a bit of a face-off, and he comes across that way as well. I'm not sure how technically gifted this guy is going to be. I've seen one bit of him on the pads, like a really small clip, and he doesn't look great in that whatsoever. But is he, I don't know, is he trolling? This guy is a comedian. He might just be taking the piss. This is one thing about this fight that I just don't know what to expect. Kind of similar to when KSI obviously fought Pineda. Obviously he was crap, but the element of surprise was there. We didn't know what to expect, neither did KSI really. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what Cherdleys' ability is like on the night. But from what he has shown on the boxing footage that we have of him, it's going to be an easy night for Jay Swingler. And I think he has to make it an easy night as well, because if Jay wants to continue with the YouTube boxing scene, he needs to go out there and make a statement, because there's a lot of people out there now that are really growing a name for themselves within this scene. So if Jay wants to join them, I think he's going to have to get a stoppage out there and really put on a show for his fans in Sheffield. That's it from me. I'm excited for the return of Jay Swingler. He's he's a proper sound guy. He's from the Midlands, and I want to see him do well. So the best of luck to Jay Swingler. Hopefully it's a good fight. Hopefully Cherdleys does give him a bit of competition in there. And yeah, let's tune in. Let's see what happens. Hit like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification button so you know when I've uploaded more of these videos in the build up to Misfits to Zone Part 2. Peace.